enough of the ugly dancing. Better tell us a story.
As you wish, sir. But freak, huh? I'll tell you a story about freaks that you'll surely relate to. Perhaps you'll even find that we aren't very different. Before the Ash Curse came, the Outcasts were the most feared gang of brigands. The world despised them, and they repaid it with twice the hatred. They robbed and killed the rich and the poor alike. The gang was unstoppable, corrupted by wealth, fortune, and impunity. The Outcasts descended into madness. They now wished for an artifact granting unmatched power. The Ash Box. They embarked into the Valley of Death to recover the box. And atop the valley's peak, they found its owner, Lady Death. "Leave me be, and you may have the box," she said. "A reward without a fight." Surely the fools agreed. However, none of them wanted to share the prize. Their strength and madness matched exactly, and they were sure to kill each other. But one tiny thing broke the balance. The most pathetic of the outcasts, the weakling, grabbed the Ash Box. "I shall have the power," but he couldn't handle it. The box slipped out of his hand and broke into pieces. The cloud of ashes arose, corrupting every being, defiling air and soil, but most of all, corrupting the outcasts. Each in their own way, they paid the price for their hubris. That is the world we live in, and until the curse is lifted, we are all freaks, sir.
Well, well, so you call us freaks, Bard. You are yet to see the worst of us. Let's show 'em, fellas.
Since the dawn of time, people with a magical gift had a target on their backs. We instill fear, and fear breeds malice. I learned to conceal my talent the hard way. I trusted my fiancé and revealed my secret, and that same day, I was laying in the mud surrounded by a mob of bloodthirsty loons. Rusty pitchforks and blazing torches pointed at my face. That day, I killed for the first time. I managed to escape and join the outcasts, a gang of hardened pariahs like myself. Wherever our righteous anger took us, we settled the scores in blood. When we broke that damn box and released the Ash Curse, the simple folk blamed the mages. The witch hunt ensued, and a week hadn't passed before I ended up at the stake. I was burned to the cheerful cries of peasants, but those turned into screams of terror as I suddenly rose from the ashes. The curse gave me power. It made me one with the flames of retribution that swallowed my offenders.
You are doing good. I feel your power growing. But don't get overconfident. It is a long way to the Valley of Death.
Don't patronize me, priest. We have an agreement. You guide me to Lady Death, I turn the hag to cinders and break the curse. Save the caring for your voodoo dolls. Why me? Wouldn't the other outcasts be a better fit for your mission? What do the flames say? Where are they?
I see each of you went their own path, but only yours led to pain and suffering. This is why I choose you.
Don't lie to me, priest. We were all there when the Ash Box broke. It can't be that I'm the only one facing consequences.
Life is not fair. Who knows better than you?
Be that as it may, I'm keeping my end of the bargain, and you will keep yours. If you trick me, then even the gods won't help you. When do we move out?
Departing at dawn.
It's funny that we owe us still being alive to Magnus. Hadn't this damnable dwarf broken the ash box, we'd have killed each other that day. Lady Death counted on this, no doubt here. We survived, but parted ways mortal enemies. And these bastards were the only family I knew. I'm full of rage and regret.
Devil's Abode. Where does all this hatred come from, I wonder? I think the persecution of mages has nothing to do with it. Not every mage retaliates their offenders.
I'm not a victim priest. I don't believe in martyrdom, and I don't rely on the higher powers. Eye for an eye. No need to wait for an afterlife. This world never allowed me to be me. But one day I allowed that to myself.
I fear your war leads nowhere.
And where does your war lead, Master? Being a hero? Bathing in glory and regalia?
I act in the interest of a greater good. Our world is far from being perfect, and it needs those who can make it better.
People always seek a personal gain. This is how we are built. And you are no exception, Master. You, self-satisfied heroes, think you are better than others, and your grand deeds are but a means of maintaining that sweet illusion.
I won't indulge your insolence.
No need to. One day you'll meet the true you, face to face, without the hero guise. And you won't like your own reflection. The ones who want salvation will save themselves. It happened to me, and so it will happen to any other oppressed who craves to become themselves. Your world will be saved only when everyone in it will do their own saving and spill the blood of an offender.
You know no forgiveness, child of fire, and that is why you won't find peace. May the flames bless your soul when the hour of the reckoning comes.
The closer we are to the goal, the more corpses and lost souls I see. I now have doubts. Maybe the Master is right, and we, the outcasts, have gone too far in our vengeance. You know no forgiveness. How would he know? Who caused more harm to whom? The world to us, or the other way around? I don't have an answer. I break the curse, but what's next? The people will put a price on my head again. This war will never end. There must be another way.
Our journey's end is nigh. At dawn, we will arrive at the gates of the Valley of Death.
About time. It's been a long road. I have to admit, our conversations weren't entirely useless. Now I know exactly what I want. Peace. I'm tired of hate. Tired of fighting. Tired of pain.
The flames give everyone a chance at redemption.
When I'm done with Lady Death, I will find the outcasts. They'll listen to me or I'll scorch their asses. I'll find them, and we'll disappear in the back of Beyond. Only then will we have a chance at peace.
Maybe there is still hope for all of you. I'm glad that the darkness within you grows weaker. Have a rest now. There is a decisive battle waiting for you tomorrow, and you will atone for all the evil you brought to this world. We have arrived. Behind these gates is the Valley of Death. Very soon, the world will be freed from the grip of the Ash Curse. All thanks to you.
Don't waste your breath, priest. I'm doing it for myself.
I know. That is why I do not apologize. Do not hope for a second rebirth. Lady Death will take good care of you, and the curse will be broken. Goodbye.
Any last words? How do I make this pain go away?
The outcasts, you did me a favor. I have waited so long for anyone to open the ash box. Only a mortal could do that. But you rewarded me for my patience. So many innocent deaths. I am so delighted.
Shut it, Crone! Rid me of this pain!
Poor girl. He deceived you. It is not in my power. You'll only find peace in death.
You're lying!
No, she is not lying, but you wouldn't come otherwise.
How dared you, priest!
The flames revealed to me that the curse can only be broken if all outcasts are sacrificed, and their souls given to Lady Death. It's time to pay for what you did.
You will pay for this! I'm going to kill you.
It's too late, Eternal Flame. You've done your part. It's time I bring in the others.
People are monsters. I learned that a long time ago. But my wife, she made me forget it. Kathleen always saw the best in others. I started to, at times. She led a modest life of a village healer, until one day the fat cats from the capital stopped at our village to have a bit of fun. They behaved like they were in charge. They were drinking and whoring around, growing more violent by the moment. When a village elder confronted them, they tortured the old man to death's door. Kathleen tended to his wounds, but he died in her hands. Human Realm's law was strict, and murder meant an investigation. When the executioners arrived, the locals were happy to testify against my wife for a coin. Kathleen was to be executed. I froze in place, powerless, as her head dropped to the cold ground. The night came, and I started cutting throats. The rich, the poor, they were all to blame. I struck from the shadows, unseen, unrelenting. They knew I was there, yet they never saw me coming, as if the shadows protected me. I spared no one. People are monsters. I always knew. I took to the path of robbery and vengeance, and before long I was wanted across the human realms. I formed the gang of pariahs like me, the outcasts, and I led them through the mud and blood of this world, to freedom, to vengeance, to justice. With meaning taken away from us, driven by hate alone, we found purpose in testing our limits. We've slain all opposing us, and one day we lost our minds enough to wonder if we could conquer death. Long story short, we released the Ash Curse and doomed all for eternity. We found no immortality, but still, it turned out to be the revenge the world deserved. The Ash Curse affected everyone. I'd love to say that this was all, but we, the outcasts, paid the ultimate price as well. We lost each other and everything we had. Under the curse, the shadows consumed me, granting me the power to move unseen, superhuman speed and reflexes. But now I can hear them, those I've slain. They accuse, they moan, they threaten. They just won't. Shut up. And Kathleen, I can hear her voice too. It's madness. The voices drive me insane. I must get rid of them. The Ashmaster, a shady prophet who says he has the answers, offers his help. I know a snake when I see one, and I can see through that old viper. Whatever he's up to, I'll be one step ahead. For now, I could use this fragile alliance. He's guiding me to the Valley of Death. He wants me to kill Lady Death. This already smells foul. But if anyone could rid me of the voices, That would be her. I'll make the old hag squeal to get what I want, and then I'll take my revenge. She tricked me once. That won't happen again.
A decisive victory amongst the many that I saw ahead. I can't help but notice. The flames weaken when you are near. You must bear great darkness within.
I'm no stranger to the shadows. Wherever I cast mine, all light is quenched.
You've known the dark path for a long time?
Since I first felt like killing.
When they've slain your wife.
Watch it, monk. It's none of your business.
And the voices, do they come from the shadows as well? I can hear them too when you are near, and I know there is a special one among them.
Mess with my head once more, and you'll regret it.
I believe those fleeting moments of reconnecting with your wife make you stronger. You must have loved each other very much. She keeps an eye on you, even from the other side.
Listen here, Baldy. Don't act like you know me. Keep your distance or I'll cut your throat. Soon I'll find out what you're up to.
My goal is trivial. I act in the interest of a greater good.
Greater good, my ass. It's never that simple.
And I'm the only one who can help you regain your sanity.
Well, and I'm the only one to kill the old hag for you. We need each other for now. But I'll forget that if you cross the line again. The voices slowly wear me down. They drive me insane. I'd be nuts already if not for that herbalist girl Iris. Her potions and herbs help soothe my mind, and she's always nice to me. Attentive, caring. It's almost suspicious. I'll take what I'm given, and we'll see where it goes. Kathleen. Never thought I'd hear her voice again. I almost consider keeping the voices just to have a chance to hear her again. Her voice is loud and clear in my head, but she can't hear me respond. She's right here, and yet she's out of reach. It's a cruel joke, and it breaks my heart. Hiya, Edwin, old friend. I heard life hasn't been treating you well since our little transaction.
Screw you! I lost everything because of you!
Well, let me remind you that you gained everything because of me. All those stolen valuables that you sold for me, huh? Made you a fortune. Got you a ticket into the big game. But you've always wanted more. Your greed destroyed you, not me.
You robbed the royal treasury. Of course I saw potential. Opportunity of a lifetime. Still, I had reservations. But in the end, you talked me into it. Asshole! I used to move in the highest circles, and now I'm in the gutter with the rest of you.
And what were you thinking when you tried to sell King's stolen crown on the black market? It's one of a kind, you moron. And King Octavius surely will trace it back to you in no time. Anyway, if I say that I'm sorry, are we back to best friends forever?
No chance!
I thought as much. Still, worth a try before I employ other methods of persuasion. I need one last favor. I need you to tell me what Ashmaster is after.
You've got nothing to threaten me with. You see, I already lost everything because of you. And I'm here to get it all back. You can't harm me. I'm protected by the magic of the Prophet. But there is one thing I'm going to tell you. I'll enjoy every bit of what's to come.
As we get closer to Lady Death's doorstep, the voices in my head become stronger, louder. Becomes harder to hear Kathleen's voice in this malicious cacophony. Kathleen and Iris are the only things that keep me going now, but my mind can rest no more. It's but a matter of time before I break. I must go faster if I'm to defeat Lady Death before I lose my mind. I wonder what happens then. Will I lose my wife forever?
He doesn't talk to you much.
Well, let's just say I don't like anyone messing with my head. But you, Iris, you I wanted to have a word with. You see, I can't help but notice the tiny details. Seems you and the others know your way around. This isn't your first expedition to the Valley of Death, is it?
Why would you think that?
Listen, Beauty, you are like all fish in the sea. Nothing surprises you, as if you trod this path before. And my tent, it seems like someone used it before me. I found a red hair in my bed this morning, and I don't remember being with a whore of late, so I wonder where it came from.
A red hair? Could be the blacksmith. He used to sleep in your tent before you joined us.
That guy last washed his head a decade ago. No, this hair belongs to a creature acquainted with hygiene. And I just happen to know such a creature, a former outcast too. Come on, love. You are a terrible liar. You can't even hide the fact you like me.
What? How dare you?
Well, I guess I deserve that. That blush, however, gave you away. You know, you do remind me of someone I hold dear. She too brewed some potions and helped people out. Didn't do her much good in the end. So if I told you I shared your feelings, would you tell me the truth?
Well,
You just nod, love. You people did something to Lucia. Not that I care much anymore, but I suspect you have a similar plan for me.
I put myself in danger telling you this. You are being led into a trap. I can't say much more. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. You've been a huge help as it is.
Run while you can. Save yourself.
I'm done running, love. I must see it through. And believe me, that monk hasn't got what it takes to bring me down.
Well, be careful then. It'd be a shame if you died.
Don't worry. I don't lose. I've already lost everything. When this is all over, I'll come see you.
We are here at last. The Valley of Death awaits. Beyond these gates lies the silence you crave.
Enough talk. Open the gates.
All that is to come. I've seen it. Do what you must. It will make no difference.
You must have seen that too, Master. I guess they taught you to turn the other cheek, huh?
Wretched fool, the prophecy will be fulfilled. You can't escape your fate.
I just did. Start counting sheep, you scheming bastard. Before you get to 100, I'll come back for you with Lady Death's head. We're done, hag. Now make those voices disappear and I might spare you.
You can hear the dead. Some would consider that a gift. A way of talking to the loved ones that we lost. What about your wife, Sly? The curse gave you a second chance at being with her, and you want to waste it.
One more word, Death, and you will meet your maker.
Agree. I always say that a look is worth 1,000 words. Take a good one. Isn't she a beauty, Black Serpent? Kill me, and she will be doomed for eternal anguish. Poor thing faced a terrible death. It'd be a shame to make her suffer in the afterlife, too.
Enough babbling. What do you want?
Well, it's your soul I'm after. It's the whole reason why the Prophet brought you here. Give me your soul, and your dear Kathleen will live again. I even promise that she'll live long enough to see her grandchildren.
How do I know I can trust you?
Well, you can't know, but I hold all the cards. Don't worry, I only deal in truth. After all, there's nothing truer than death.
Sly, my love, don't bargain with her. Forget me. Finish her. Set yourself free. Please live on for me.
You are the only reason to love. So be it, hag. I'll bargain.
Self-sacrifice. Quite a choice for a rogue. I almost thought you'd refuse. Now be so kind. Step into the portal.
Growing up as a foundling, I did not talk too much to other people. I let them consider me ingenuous, stupid. But I just felt everything they hid behind their smiles. Empathy. I think that's what the brainy magicians call us. Talent. When our peers began to mock me, I did not wait. I answered right away, and my blow was heavy. Then they were hiding their real thoughts behind their vile, cruel smiles. The older I got, the more I wanted to knock out this lie, anger and hatred from them. Well, they finally stopped hiding their fear. I had no relatives, and I never found friends. But I was strong. The Royal Army appreciated it. But the story repeated itself. In a fit of rage, I killed several soldiers. The captain highly appreciated my abilities and gave me a choice. To hang from the gallows, or to go on a special task to fulfill the secret will of King Octavius. The mission was to obtain ancient artifacts from the Forbidden Forest. It was a sure death, but on my terms. The Forbidden Forest, the territory that spans the vast expanse of the mainland. Some say this place is where the ancient races got together and destroyed each other in the final battle. Their names were erased from history. The power of the used magic was so great that it changed the very essence of space and magic, generating hordes of deadly creatures in dangerous places, which were deadly for some. Fortunately, the creatures rarely left their territory where they lived. That's where the king sent us, to fulfill his secret mission. He sent us to accompany his squad. As the battle mages of Octavius moved deeper into the forest, they fought off one wave of creature attacks after another, dying from exhaustion. Soldiers entirely covered with protective amulets fell under the creature's blows, but the monster's mass was endless. We tried to fight back, losing people day after day for some mythical artifacts. In his wilderness, found a creature that I could not raise my sword against. Lost, whining plaintively in the grass. Felt that I could not leave him. So I took Charon. As soon as I looked into his eyes, felt this connection. After all, there was also an empath too. Of all the soldiers sent to this task, I was the only survivor. This was not a part of King Octavius's plans. That day, I would not have survived if it had not been for Charon. I heard his thoughts in my head, felt how he was trying to warn me about the prepared trap and my fate. We fled, killing the guards. and I finally became free. Hardly much time has passed before I ran into the outcasts. None of them wanted to taunt me. Each of them had their own strong feelings, but they were not aimed at me. For me and Charon, they became real family. Our lives were about us. Robbery, assaults. My strength was finally running free. Charon was content with my fury. Every day felt like a holiday. We killed people. We took their wealth. We felt like kings. If only one of us knew what danger this path would lead to. Even the royal treasury which the greedy jester gave us was not enough. Magnus showed us a new target, the Ash Box, an ancient artifact hidden by the distant ancestor of King Octavius. And I saw and heard Lady Death, realized that we had gone too far. I was the first to get the sword and beat the Ash Box out of their greedy hands. But Magnus broke the box. The curse burst and hit us. Charon had shielded me and took the entire blow on himself, dividing our fate in two. He faded in my arms, and I felt every moment of his suffering. But Charon's and my last fight has not yet come. The Ashmaster found us. He promised that if we defeat Lady Death, the Ash Curse will be lifted, and we will be saved.
It is amazing to see such a creature following a simple warrior. The life next to you disappears faster than it appears. But you're here, and he's following you.
We just hit it off.
His powers are deeply hidden now, but he is capable of a lot more.
I'm listening, Prophet.
I will reveal the secret knowledge to the blacksmith. It will help to control and direct the power of Charon. And now use the time wise. You should rest.
The Archmaster led us to the Valley of Death. I hope it will help somehow stop the torment, and I'll save Charon. There's nothing to lose anyway. When we kill Lady Death, our luck will finally return.
Who do I see? Still alive, and even in one piece. I did not expect to see you here. I was worried. I thought you would disappear in that forbidden forest.
I must admit your sword and armor helped me survive there, and escape from the Octavius trap.
How's your faithful pet? He got the worst of it, but he survived and seems to retain his consciousness. Do you understand that this is not a simple forest creature?
Charon is not a pet. He is a friend.
The collars that I made. I don't know how the Prophet found out about them. My family has been collecting and improving the blacksmith craft for centuries, but I have never heard of such a thing. Be careful. It stinks of forbidden magic.
With these collars, it really felt better. This beast is capable of a lot of things. Now even I cannot imagine the boundaries of his power, just like him.
Hey, Buck, did you notice? You're not like the others. Your place isn't here. People saw dangers and more terrible things in those places where you came from. A harsh, huge mountainous region. Strength and honor are standing guard over world there.
Mountain region?
Exactly the same one. Our proud people deterred the dark ranks of the cursed kings on this world for many centuries, not expecting praise and honor. But because we keep our vow and our word, surviving in the midst of war, surrounded by blizzards and winds, Oh, there I had a glorious time.
Good. I did not choose my fate. But why did you leave those places?
None of your business. You'll be leaving soon, and I still need to fan the flame.
The path turned out to be difficult. But Caird and Iris kept Care unconscious. Came easier for me at the same time. We have got stronger, faster. But I understand more and more how great the mistake of searching for the ash box really was. Every patch of land rots from the curse. It was our fault. Should not have allowed this. And this is what is leading me forward. One by one on the way we meet creatures that have long lost their minds. I feel that my friend become the same before the curse of ashes destroys him. Lady Death must die, and with her my mistake. We need to get there in time as long as Kieran is still alive.
Oh, hello. So, you followed him from the Forbidden Forest. What kind of evil king sends people to such glorious places?
Just found him there and...
I was not talking to you now, but go on.
After the impact of the Ash Curse, I no longer hoped that he could fight like that.
Once upon a time, almost in a past life, I have seen this description. He was created for bloody wars by the great ancient mages. I think his ancestors stood in the ranks of the dead race's troops.
You say that you've seen such creatures before, but I have not seen such a thing in the whole Forbidden Forest.
The magicians worked hard on him, but the only records about him were preserved in treatises of the bloody gods, which, well, this is not important anymore. Everybody died and became ashes.
Iris, you're cryptic. Kieran smells blood and bonfires and is getting angry. Now, I do not want to know this. I have to go get ready for the next battle. Perhaps we talk later.
Yes, we will discuss this. Perhaps later. If you return from this trip. If you return.
Well, this is where we part. Only then will the world be free from its chains. Watch your beast carefully. The Ash Curse has special power here.
Watch yourself, monk. Karen and I do not have time to talk. All these creatures that we faced only pushed us forward. My friend will not die from my mistake.
These are your ancient blood and beastly instinct which are speaking to you. Who would have thought that your name would be so closely linked to your life? Buck Bestial Rage.
Well, I was a different person back then. Now, I have work to do. And you better stay out of my way.
Very well. You see my thoughts and I see yours. Just that we're clear.
Victory is near as never before, isn't it, Bestial Rage? How nice that you honored me with your presence.
Tell me how I can get rid of this curse.
It's a pity that your friends couldn't give it to you. It's impossible. You won't see it. They can tell you a lot about how one got rid of the flames and the other got his lover back. Only you won't see them anymore.
I don't care what you did to it. The curse is still here. All your steps were useless. How to get rid of the curse?
I'll tell you. Try to remember how you found Karen. To whom he trusted so much that he allowed to destroy the whole world. And he knew perfectly well what the trip to recover the ash box would lead to.
What do you hope to achieve with these bolts?
You understand everything. You aren't stupid, bestial rage. I want your soul.
I do not care about the world. If you cannot...
I will return your dear Charon to his grove. And all that has happened, you will not even remember. You will become mine. You will release him.
Why should I rely on death?
You think you have a choice? Charon will die before dawn. You can doom him to death, or do something useful.
If there's absolutely no time left...
But you know that already. Decide quickly.
Beans, my feelings do not fool me. I agree.
I can't remember the day when they made a mockery of me. I was humiliated and beaten for the sake of the people's amusement. The perfect jester, a hunchback freak and monster whom everyone could mock at for their own enjoyment. No one guessed, however, what gift I uncovered within myself. Gradually, day by day, I began to understand that I could put any idea into the heads of those toffs. While they were throwing leftovers at me, I made them dream about cutting each other to pieces. While they were beating me with their rods and kicking me, I made them confide in a jester and complain at each other. Oh, if only I could know what they were thinking about. I would have made every one of them eat their own teeth. Who pays attention to a jester? To an idiot stupidly dancing for public? No one! But I, oh yes, I heard everything. And I knew everything. I memorized it and dreamed every night I dreamed of revenge. This world must get what it deserves. My dancing always used to amuse King Octavius, and I was in the loop about every single one of his dark deeds. About everyone who choked on blood and poison by his order. And then, oh yes, I figured out the way into his treasury. And I found out the secrets of all the great artifacts he had collected. But the most important discovery I made was the ash box. Day by day, delving into ancient manuscripts, I studied its power and how to attain it. When I found out there was little left to do, my revenge was near, and I imagined all those little lives choking on blood. The mysterious artifact concealing a great power within, capable of turning the world upside down. What did I need? Just a few scoundrels who were sufficiently delusioned with life and totally lacked any instinct of self-preservation. The world I will change is so full of rumors. I had no difficulty in finding the crooks I sought. Outcasts, greedy fools who killed for fun and stole for pleasure. First of all, I blinded their sense of reasoning with lust for the royal treasury. And then I made each of them long for only one thing: to find the box, which would make all their dreams come true. Make them rich and great. What naive fools they were. They led me to the box, and its power, its wild power, made the task even easier. Now they believed that they hungered for it for themselves. I put the idea into their heads that they were getting in each other's way, vying with one another. I let them get into a fight while I took the box and smashed it up, broke it into pieces, releasing this incredible power. I felt it washing over me, changing me, and filling every cell in my body. My plan was perfect, as they tried to rip each other to shreds. The power I obtained from the box, there was now a power flowing through me, with which I could finally have my revenge on everyone who had spat on me and thought that they could do it without being punished. But I could not imagine that this power might be even greater. The Ashmaster sought me out and told me that there was far, far more. The box contained a mere fraction of this power, only a small part of it. But if I kill Lady Death, or rather, the wretched part of her that remains, then I will obtain all of it. I just need to get to her. I just need to get to them. There's nothing both in and on your head.
What is all this empty talk for, fool?
I know everyone in the camp, but you. They have pitiful lives. Their fate is miserable. And it is no wonder that you, Outlander, have gathered them in one place. You! I haven't heard of you! Who are you? Where are you from?
That is not for you to know. You and I have different goals, but we shall reach them via the same path.
I don't give a damn about your plans. Just lead me to Lady Death. And it would be best for you and the others to put your backs into it. I have enough power to destroy any of you. I have enough power to destroy anyone. But, in fact, my sharp tongue is enough. This Baldy says he knows more than me. There's one thing I can say for sure. He fears me as much as I consider him a suspicious idiot. This whole camp is hindering me even more. But I can easily use every single one of its dwellers. They all fear me. They tremble at my single glance and shrink from me in terror. I admire the Ash Curse. which I descended upon these lands, and it becomes even easier for me to keep moving forward with each passing day. Iris, Iris, Iris! What a surprise! You've been hiding very cleverly, Swamp Witch.
I have no idea what you're talking about, you stupid jester. I'm the camp herbalist, and the last thing I want to be doing is helping you.
Priestess of the Blood Gods cult from the Twilight Empire.
Oh, no. How? How could you possibly find out? I didn't...
I know how you gorged the blood of sacrifices and the power it gave to you. You slew them on altars, bestowing strength upon your masters and obtaining power.
That's enough. Quiet.
Blood filled your eyes, smeared your hands, and clouded your reasoning. Oh, yes. Yes, you must have enjoyed slitting your own father's throat on the altar!
Stop talking! Shut up!
What happened then? Did you get scared, you poor wretch? You burned down the cathedral and fled! Surely you don't think you can deceive your gods?
You sick freak!
Freak? What a compliment! I heard that the priest trackers are roaming around, promising a huge reward for you. A single word from me is enough for them to find you. You know that traitors against the blood gods die a slow death, and even death itself does not bring an end to their suffering.
You scum!
No more than you, sweetheart. And you're going to help me, whether you like it or not. Some doors can never be closed.
They can't be closed, but they can still be burned.
The closer I get to the Tenement of Death, the more I feel the power boiling within me, hungering to be unleashed and to destroy the remnants of this world. Just a little more, and Lady Death will fall by my hand, and the whole world will see a new god.
Seems like I've seen you somewhere. Weren't you Octavius's jester?
And you were, what was it they called you? Mighty Northmen from the mountains. Shameful drunkards from painful isolation is what they should have called you and your lands.
How dare you insult our mighty warriors on my homeland? It is a harsh, dangerous mountain region protected from a terrible scourge by...
Oh, the same old story again. Protected from the terrible scourge. Curd! I've already heard enough about your military glory. So what was it you did?
You wouldn't dare, Conde.
Condemn the fact that you idiot, led the best warriors into battle to meet the Mountain Kings with dignity? You arrogant, pretentious fool that gave weapons to people who had no idea what they were getting into. You wanted to solve all those old troubles in one fell swoop!
Say whatever you want, fool. You didn't see that glorious battle where many perished for the sake of...
For the sake of being struck down, not even by the Dark Rulers themselves, but by their minions!
How do you...
Oh, yes! And your beloved sister, who was bearing a child. It is so touching how you took care of her son. You tried to get him out there, even though you knew that it was forbidden by your laws, that you were betraying your people. For the second time already! You tried to get away with what you had done! Your laws dictated that you should kill your empathetic nephew, who was born of a cursed woman. Yet you ran away with him, in violation of all the vows of honor, and dumped him in another family. Huh. What a great decision.
You shouldn't.
Shouldn't? What shouldn't I do? I'm a jester, a fool. Perhaps your nephew should find out a little more about who he is, how he got there, and what happened to his mother. Poor, poor Buck. You do not want him to find out, do you? Then you better not get in my way.
Behind this gate lies the Valley of Death.
Get out of the way, Baldy. I know full well what's there, and how to get there. I didn't make this whole journey and put up with you for nothing. What kind of idiot comes here not knowing how to open the gate and what awaits him beyond it?
Remember your goal. You must kill Lady Death. And then...
Yes, yes. You need not read me the legend you told the rest of the outcasts. Go to your camp already, wipe the snot off your scoundrels' faces, and get ready to bow down before a new god.
You silly jester.
Be silent, but do not try to save your powers. I will take them away from you anyway. Yes, I will take them away from you, and then no one will dare stand in the way of Magnus the Mightiest, Magnus the Great!
Well, who says that? Isn't your nickname the Ugly Jester? A lowly maggot dancing in front of...
Pathetic worm, ugly jester, the lord of life and death, the destroyer, eviscerator of souls! That's what they will call me now! Everyone who dared to laugh at Magnus, and a poor ugly jester, that's what they will call me now! They dared to laugh at me! They threw rotten food and pointed their fingers at me! But now... yes! I will make them tear off those fingers of theirs and feed them to their own children when madness devours the last shreds of their sanity!
Magnus, you do know that it isn't all the power that was sealed in the box.
Not all of it? Not all? That's not possible! You stupid monk! It's not possible! Look, here's Death, and she's almost dead herself! That means all the Ash Curse power!
You forgot about the outcasts. The power of the box remains within each of them. Each one went away with a fragment.
Does that mean she tricked me? And hid her power from me?
Oh, no. You just didn't consider the fact that you should have got a hold of all the fragments of this power. But you forgot about the rest of the outcasts.
Where are they now? Aren't they dead? They must be dead!
Exactly. They're now in the Kingdom of Death. But now you possess her power. You can head there and devour them.
I will devour them. their strength, their souls, the entire afterlife kingdom.
My soul long belongs to Kathleen only.
You'll join us soon, Black Serpent, in death, and we'll take our revenge.
It takes one to know one.
This is just a warm-up.
I'll be your new god. that I caught your heel.
The prophecy has been fulfilled. Thank you, outcasts. You have completed your mission. The Afterlife Kingdom was a trap, an artificial dimension inside the box in which Lady Death's powers and mine were imprisoned. No, you heard me right. My powers as well. She and I are a single whole, the gods of the twilight of time who were once betrayed and deprived of our higher authority. I knew about Magnus's desires and hoped you could defeat him once his part had been played. For only a mortal could have destroyed the box by turning the power of the gods against the mechanism that held them. And that is just what that vainglorious jester did. When he began absorbing the Afterlife Kingdom, he preordained his destiny as well as ours. Now our plans await us. The time has come to say farewell. Your destiny is in your own hands from now on. And yes, your gifts will remain with you, unlike your curses. This is your reward. Try to use it wisely.
Well then, I guess it's time for us to part. The voices in my head aren't bothering me anymore, so I need to go look for Kathleen. She's alive again now, although she's lost her memory, but that isn't a big problem. I'm going to find her and win her over again. When all is said and done, Lady Death did promise us grandchildren.
Charon and I are leaving too. We need to find Caird. He knows something about my family. The mountain clans of the world are in danger. I need to do something about it.
I'm going with you, big guy, but just until we get to the camp. I need to take Iris with me. Pain has burned within me for a long time, but it's only now that genuine warmth has appeared in my heart. With Iris, I've found a way to fill my void. Old debts need to be repaid. If we don't stop the blood gods, there will be trouble for everyone. But with Iris, With her, I can do it. And I know what to do without any profits. It's time to start a new life.
It's the fifth from Sly's gang. I see your pathetic facade that has concealed your true face for many centuries has vanished. You were very eager to procure the great artifact, yet you failed to account for the power the broken box holds.
My name is Sybil.
That matters not. I know who you are, soul survivor. Your people once called themselves by many names. The Starborn, the Immortals, those who are favored by the gods, the slayers of the cursed kings. To think that you would look past the rising of a race that accumulated potent power, destroyed your towns, burned your kin in every corner of the globe, and practically defeated you in the final confrontation. Your mages paid dearly with their blood. Betrayed by the gods, you won. Each one of your kind dragged beneath the fabric of this world, except for you. Why is that, I wonder?
Do not forget, Prophet, that it was my kin that stripped your people of their power and exiled them out of this place. I am more than capable of making history repeat itself.
You sharp-eared mongrels. You betrayed me and used my power. However, you will not succeed again. Even you are no match for the Archmages.
Need I remind you, Prophet, that it was you who betrayed your sister and...
Shut your damn mouth. I paid a horrible price for my mistake. I can make things right.
And for that you need me.
No, I do not. The prophecy only mentions the mortals blessed with the power of the box divided between them. You were well aware of that, yet you stuck your nose where it didn't belong. Your despair, forlornness, and misery are immeasurable. I am unable to manifest my power in my current condition. This may well be the only reason why you are still alive. I do not want you getting in my way. I know full well what you are after. You seek the path that will take you to your kin. I can point you in the right direction. The folio you used to strip me of my power is the very key to finding your people. It opens a path beyond the worlds. A sentinel guards it. But before you fight the creature, you should seek out 4 stones that will help you unseal and wield the power of the folio. The keepers cache the stones in these caves. My people will assist you with the search, but do not expect this to go smoothly.
I will not stop until my mission is complete, Prophet. I will kill everyone in my way if necessary.
Child of Dawn would walk the path of the necromancers, whom you all once loathed. Now I know how you managed to remain in this world.
Everything is fair when you have nothing to lose.
So I knew. I will not keep you any longer. You still have 3 stones left to find. Hurry. Step away from meeting your people. Are you ready?
I have been ready ever since I set foot on this path.
In that case, proceed. The Folio Sentinel awaits. That terrifying creature will not give up the artifact to you without a fight.
I can finally reunite with my blood kin. All that is left is to chant the incantation.
Well, the path is now open. Go.
You have my gratitude, Prophet. I will never forget how you helped me.
Ha ha ha! Spoken as the true Highborn. You have not forgotten who you are. But it is nothing but a path you walk. The interworld trails are riddled with dangers. You are yet to get to their end, alive.
I have not forgotten who I am, Prophet. I will walk my path until the very end.